We're gonna cut the mesh every 19 inches. Now I'm gonna take my pine base and I'm gonna squish it into more of an oval shape. So we're gonna take our mesh, fold it in half, overlap it just a little bit, and then you're gonna flip it over. Now all you do is just scrunch it right up the center to make a nice little ruffle using the ties on this pine and attach it into that wreath. And I'm gonna continue it the whole way around this wreath. Now that all the mesh is added, we're gonna go ahead and add in our fun attachments. Now I'm gonna take these coordinating ribbons and we're gonna make 2 bows to add into this. So we're gonna start out with 8-inch tails. So 1 loop on each side. I'm gonna repeat the process, but I'm gonna go about a 1/2 inch shorter with each ribbon that I'm adding. Now you're just gonna come in, take your pipe cleaner, wrap it around. Now that both bows are fully fluffed, we're gonna go ahead and add them into the wreath. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a couple ribbons from here and we're gonna make little ribbon tail ties and add them in. Just add some hot glue to your stem. Just push it right down into that wreath.
I have chosen this fabric mesh, lie it flat onto our self-healing cutting mat. Between 15 and 16 inches, we're gonna just simply lie it flat on our table and gather towards us. You should open up all of the twists. Come back to our wreath frame, a piece inside of each twist tie. So what we're going to do is we're gonna cut 1 piece for every twist tie. We're going to just simply line them up, fold them over, and cut from the middle out towards the wired edge at an angle. So now we can begin working these in. Fold your ribbon in half, pinch in the middle, and place your ribbon right inside. You can take those tails, face them outward, and there you have a beautiful deco mesh wreath. Now that we have pipe cleaners, we're just gonna place them behind the hangers and twist it in place. Do the same thing to the other side, and now we can secure this right to our wreath. So once you unravel your mesh, so 16 to 18 inches long, just add some pressure. So we're gonna start with this 24-inch work wreath, and I'm actually gonna open them all up ahead of time. We're gonna cut 1 piece for every twist. We can take our mesh, lie it flat on our table, and then just gather it towards you. So in the end, it's gonna look somewhat like a bow tie. You just take it, place in between the 2 twist ties, and just twist it. The more mesh you have, or the longer pieces you cut, the more full your wreath's gonna be. This is known as the curl technique, and it's a great way to enhance your wreaths to add more texture. So we're gonna use a blend of ribbon. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna place it where there is no extra piece of mesh. So now we're gonna take this and place it on top of every orange curl that we worked in. So here we have the witch bottom, and I think this is really fun and whimsical. It does come with a wire. All we have to do is just stick inside the wreath and secure from behind. Once we have this all fluffed out, we'll show you what the final reveal looks like.
Grab 2 pool noodles and tape the ends together using duct tape. Then grab the other 2 ends and duct tape those together, creating a giant circle. Grab a bunch of foam pumpkins. It doesn't matter what color. Then you're gonna grab some spray paint. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and spray paint everything. When everything is completely dry, I'm gonna bring all my pumpkins back inside and then just pop those stems back in the top. Start applying the pumpkins with hot glue in clusters. Now I'm gonna go back and fill in those gaps with all the rest of my pumpkins. Now to add some interest, I grabbed deco mesh in black and silver. I'm layering the silver on top of the black, bunching it up and using some hot glue to stick it into the gaps between the pumpkins. The final touch are these little black skulls. I'm just gonna stick these all over the wreath.
So all we're gonna do is just cut this on our self-healing mat between 16 and 18 inches long. We have this 14-inch wired frame wreath. This came from the Dollar Tree. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take 3 pipe cleaners and we're gonna place 1 on the inner 2 braces. So we'll do the same process on the outer 2 rings. Make sure that you have those 2 wires, and we're just gonna place them on either side of the inside. So what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna work in 1 in every other twist to start off with. So now it's time to come back in with our accent mesh. We cut them the same length between 16 and 18 inches. Then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna pinch it in the middle and place it in every other twist. But let's work in these. Place your piece of ribbon, and then what you can do is just extend your ribbon towards the outside like so. So we're gonna just alternate these pieces of ribbon. And the sign we're gonna use says trick or treat. I'm actually gonna remove the hanger it comes with. I'm gonna take that black pipe cleaner, poke it through the hole, and secure from above.
So I took this spray foam and I filled this up. You have to give it about 36 hours to dry, and then it's ready to go. Now we're gonna go ahead and give this basket 2 coats of orange spray paint. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and cut out the jack-o'-lantern face on some foam board. We're gonna go ahead and attach it to the basket. It's time to add all the lovely florals. Also have these lovely velvet pumpkins. Fold your ribbon in half. Start on that folded edge. Just cut it an angle. You're gonna pinch it in, give it a twist, and then just cut it off, okay? We're gonna come back in with our next ribbon, doing the same thing, making the loops about the same exact size. And then the last one is gonna be this orange, and we're just gonna place that in over the top. Cut your tail. And I'm gonna stick that down in to the design.
I grabbed a 14-inch grapevine and I spray painted it black. Then I went to my local craft store and I found some fairy lights. Start wrapping the wreath with the lights. So now to secure your battery pack, what you can do is just take it, wrap it around itself, place it on the back of your wreath. We're gonna take a pipe cleaner and then just secure like so. Now we have these bat sprays, so we're gonna cut off each bat individually using our wire snips. So we're gonna take our bat pick, dip it in our glue skillet, and then working these adorable bats right into the black grapevine. You can do this with ghosts, you can do this with pumpkins, place them however you would like.
I'm going to take this grapevine wreath form and some black matte spray paint from Bear, and I'm going to give it a spray. Once my grapevine wreath was fully dry, I brought it back inside, and I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to take my ping pong balls, and just with a bit of hot glue, I'm going to glue them down onto the grapevine wreath, and then I'm going to go ahead with my googly eyes and I'm just going to add a dot of hot glue on each ping pong ball and one googly eye on top. Then I'm going to take this cheesecloth from the cooking section at Dollar Tree. Then I'm going to come in with my cheesecloth and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap it around these eyeballs here, and then I just wrapped it around the rest of the grapevine wreath until I was out of the cheesecloth. And then I have these cute little skeleton hands that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to add some hot glue on them and just work them in underneath of the cheesecloth.
So what we're actually going to do is just pop off these leaves. All I'm doing is just simply pulling them right off the stems. I recommend between 3 and 5 colors of different fall leaves. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to dip them in our glue skillet and begin working them in. So when designing this wreath, one thing I would like you to focus on is to make sure that you're placing them all in the same direction. Now let's go to our reds, or kind of a burnt red. So we'll just easily transition from one leaf to a next, and then we'll move on to our next color. And I think we're going to do this darker red next. And instead of using the steel pick machine, what you can always do is just use nothing, just your hot glue. That'll keep them in place as well. Now we'll transition to our pretty green. Isn't that a pretty green? And continue working these in. And we have 2 colors left after this. And lastly, this pretty yellowish red. What we're going to do now is kind of give it a quick little fluff, adjust. If we have any gaps or any places that could use an extra leaf or two, where the grapevine might be showing through, we're going to take these extra leaves and place them underneath. So let's quickly show you guys how to create a beautiful bow. So what we're going to start off doing is we're going to create a few of these loops. All I'm doing is I'm creating loops and tails. And I'm just going to snip it. Feel free to cut however long or however short you want your bow to be. Again, snip the end. You can do as many loops and tails as you would like. Keep in mind, the more loops and tails you have, the more full your bow is going to be. Take our pipe cleaner, feed it through behind our hand, and twist it. Take your ribbons, fold them in half, and cut from the middle out towards the wired edge at an angle. And that creates a beautiful dovetail, which is really professional looking. So we'll do that to all of our tails. So now we have our bow constructed, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with the bow as well as without. So you have the option of doing whatever you would like. So I'm just taking the pipe cleaner, feeding it through the grapevine, secure from behind, and then what we can do is begin fluffing our loops.